Hey, still Timber Sports fans, Ryan McIntyre here, self-isolating here at home in Nova Scotia, and we're going to do another episode of TIMBERChats for you on today's episode. You can see my dog in the background, Olin. Looks like he's going to the bathroom. That's fine. It's a good photo bomb. Today's episode, Nathan Cumberland, one of the most talented Steel Timber Sports athletes to ever come out of Canada. He is still a young man. He's not even 25 years old. He has 2 Steel Timber Sports Canadian Championships under his belt, the Pro Division. He's got 2 under the Rookie Division, and he's got a World Rookie Championship as well. It's going to be great talking to him. Stick around and enjoy. Hi, folks. Welcome once again to TIMBERChats. I'm Ryan McIntyre, your host, and on today's episode, I've got the 2-time Steel Timber Sports Canadian Men's Pro Champion, Nate Cumberland. Nathan, how you doing, buddy?
Not too bad. How are you doing, Ryan?
Not too bad. Making it okay, I think. Yeah. How are things in your end with the self-isolation and all the stuff that's going on?
Well, I'm actually in school right now, so that's thrown a big curveball into that, but it's not going too bad. All of our courses are online now, so not bad.
What are you studying?
I'm taking engineering technology at NBCC.
Oh, fantastic! Right on. What are you hoping to do after school? Do you got any jobs lined up, or you got anything in mind?
My field will be highway and municipal work, so we'll wait and see. Lord willing, something comes up.
Excellent. All right. Well, fingers crossed for you. That sounds like a pretty good trade, pretty good profession. So I'm sure you'll have no shortage of opportunities ahead of you. How's the family? How's everybody making it out at home? How's dad, mom, and your brothers and sisters? How's everybody doing?
Everybody's pretty good. We've been doing some online video chats, talking to everyone, but no, I think everyone's doing good. It's looking forward to when this is over, but making do with what we have right now. So,
where are you at today? Where are you calling from?
I'm in my apartment in Moncton. So
okay, hanging out in Moncton, right on. So listen, I want to talk some timber sports with you. I think a lot of people are interested in how you got into the sport and all that. I mean, anybody that's followed your career, obviously we know, you're brought up with it. Your dad was a big time competitor, and now you and your brother are just tearing up the timber sports world. But just tell me a bit about how young were you when you first had an axe in your hand? Would you say, ballpark?
Probably as soon as I was capable to swing the axe, I was probably doing it.
Yeah.
Dad got his start at the UNB in Fredericton. So once he finished at the collegiate level and went pro, we traveled around to the shows. So to keep Ben and I occupied and busy, he would kind of give us an axe and let us do our thing off to the side. And I actually remember getting in trouble at a show in Nova Scotia. I remember Roger coming running across the field to grab me because I had his kettle boil block. Want me chopping that? So.
See, Roger, even at a young age, he was telling you how to do things. Eh?
DQ.
Yeah, sheriff, and he had that yellow flag ready to go. So, you were competing pretty young. I mean, really, you're getting going at some of the regional shows here on the East Coast of Canada, and kind of hit the big steel stage in the Rookie Series 2013, I believe, and win your first. Well, it's the inaugural Canadian Rookie Championship in the Steel Series. You win that. Come back the next year, you win it again, and earn your spot in the first ever World Rookie Championships, and you win that too. So I'm kind of curious, what did it mean to you? That was a big trip. You go over to Italy, you're on the stage, World Championship. What was it like, that whole rookie experience for you in the Steel Series?
It was kind of neat off the get-go. I was really glad that Steel did have the rookie division. And like you said, Ben and I had been competing for a while in the circuit that we have here out east. So, at first it was just a regular show. It was just a smaller show out in Edmundston, New Brunswick. Nothing out of the ordinary. Probably the biggest surprise was that I beat Ben. I didn't really. And there were some good competitors that qualified. And it was really eye-opening to go west, see the guys at west, compete with them out in Chase. And then I was really fortunate and blessed to win. And then I got the opportunity at the time, because there wasn't a Rookie Worlds, to go over with Team Canada, and we were actually, all the rookies were put on a relay team. So we actually competed in the teams race, which was really cool. I've never experienced nerves that bad competing, and my knees were knocking together. It was pretty impressive. It's pretty incredible, incredible experience. So,
who were some of the other rookies on the team with you on the relay?
So there was guys from the Czech Republic, the U.S., France, Germany. So just whatever country decided to send a rookie, we put them on the team. So.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, and I mean, I guess that kind of leads me to the next one. Like, I mean, you've represented Canada on Team Canada on the relay team. What, five separate occasions over the years?
Well, I've technically been over with the team, I think 5 years, but I've only really been on the team for 3 of those, like actually competing with the professional team.
Gotcha. I see. Okay. Still, I mean, that's it's still pretty impressive and quite an experience and quite a feat to just be there, I guess, to be on that team and you represent your country. I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, the stuff that you've done up to this stage. How old are you now? 25?
23.
23. Oh man, Nate, buddy. Oh, this is scary. This is scary. How much of a career you got ahead of you? Wow.
Actually, I'm 20. I think I got that wrong.
20. Well, we both got it right. I said 25. You said 23. We averaged out. It's fine. Okay, so going back to the STIHL series here in Canada, you move up to the pro ranks in 2015, right after your big win over in Italy as a rookie. Finished 4th overall in the pro division. Not a bad start to your pro career. And I mean, and just kind of build on that. And then boom, 2018 rolls along, Wasaga Beach, and you take home your first ever STIHL TIMBERSPORTS Canadian Pro Championship. Tell me about the process to build from, that rookie championship and that part of your career up until you win that pro level championship.
Well, the biggest thing going from the rookie division in STIHL to the pro division in STIHL is just that we add in hot saw and springboard. But at all the shows that we were going to locally, I was already doing all those events. I was doing hot saw, I was doing springboard, and I was competing against all the guys from the east, Marcel and the other guys from out east. So it wasn't the qualifier. I guess the first qualifier I did wasn't that big of a jump. It was just, okay, now we're doing it at a different spot. But then to get to go up against the guys from the west, Sterling and Marcel, it was pretty intimidating. They're good competitors, they're great guys, so it was definitely a different experience. So, and then
it's been. Oh, go ahead, Nate. Keep going.
I was just going to say that over the next couple of years, the next year, 2016, I didn't have a great finals. I took a really bad springboard, DQ in the underhand, bombed stock saw, and then was blessed with a couple of good events at the end. And then 2017, just didn't have a great year at the finals. And I kind of remember standing off to the side, looking at the podium, being like, this is frustrating. And kind of that was when I decided, Lord willing, I would like to actually be on the podium next year.
Nice. So that lit the fire, right? That's what fired you up for the next year, because you came out swinging. I mean, well, literally and figuratively. But I mean, you were absolutely on fire in 2018. I remember being in the qualifier with you and just thinking how insanely good you looked. I think you came out there, you rocked a Canadian, I think it was a Canadian record in the stock saw. So obviously you fixed that one. And what else? I mean, you were smashing records. You looked unbelievable that year. And I want to talk about records there, because that 2018 Wasaga Beach, I want to talk about the single buck, because that was one of the most insane series over a period of days for one single event that I think I've ever witnessed. So day one qualifier, George Williams steps up there, breaks the single buck record, sets a 10-1, I think it was. Really good cut, smoking cut. It's like, okay, yeah, ready, here we go. Nice, George, welcome to the show here. Next day, he holds the record for 24 hours, and Ben steps up, he breaks it. I think he put a 9-9. Then we come to the finals.
The national
Marcel
record
steps
for
up there.
single buck
Boom,
with
he breaks the record. 9.6, I believe.
9.96.
You go in the very next heat. He didn't hold it very long, obviously. Very next heat, you step up there, you break it. 9.4. And then finally Sterling, one heat later, he breaks it, and I think it was 9.2. It was unreal. It was unreal to watch and to be around that, but to be a part of it. What was that like for you to be in the middle of all that?
Well, I think in Canada we've got a lot of good single buckers, and we're kind of known. We're getting known around the world for our sawing abilities. I was pretty blessed at the Nationals in 2018. Had a good performance there. George is a great single bucker. He's got a good saw. Big shout out to JP Mercier for the saws that he's producing and making. But George had a great run, good cut. The next day, Ben, another good cut. Marcel, I believe he got his hands on someone's good saw.
Somebody's.
I was going to say, it was just a saw.
Yeah.
He made a great cut with that. And then in mine, just again, really blessed, had a good cut. And then I remember doing the interview with right after that with Lorenzo, and I remember he was going on about the record. I'm like, yeah, I don't think it's going to last long.
Really? Yeah, wow.
Knew the caliber of guys that were there competing, right? So you can put up the best cut you want, but there's still guys that are capable of beating it. So
it's unreal to see the fastest time ever set in that event in Canada 5 different times over 3 days. I mean, that's just unreal. By 5 guys.
I think that's a big shout out to Nick Russell for the wood he produced that year. It was that good and that even for everyone. So
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that was all in the same, well, it obviously wasn't all in the same bunk because it was over a series of days. And Nick and Roger Briscoe, actually, that's the second time they've been shouted out. Daniel Cott said the exact same thing. And yeah, it's so true, man. Good wood makes for records, and it makes for a heck of a show. So that was just unreal to watch. If anybody watching hasn't ever seen that, go back, find those races, because it's unreal to watch. So Wasaga, you take your first ever pro title, and you earn your spot at your first ever World Championships as an individual. And I'm just kind of curious, like, what was that like for you competing as the individual representative? I mean, you'd been over there for the team, but in the relay. But I mean, how was it different, and what was that like for you?
I was really blessed at Wasaga to have won. And then to go over, it wasn't a typical year because I was in school. So it was trying to find the balance of how do I train for this? So I'm not at home. I don't have access to my, to our training facility, I guess.
Right.
So I tried to stay as fit as I could in the gym, and then went over, had a great training camp in Spain, and then went to the Worlds. And it was kind of weird to watch the teams relay, to not be able to compete on it. But the team did great. They had a great run. Mm-hmm. Then to compete in the individual was definitely an eye-opening experience. It was a lot of fun. I had a blast. Got some help backstage from Mitch, and it was a lot of fun.
How you said it was eye-opening? Like, how so? What was I guess different about that than maybe competing in some of the other? You've done obviously a ton of competitions over your relatively young career, but I mean, how is that one specifically different than maybe some of the others?
Well, you go from at the teams race where it's just it's a group, you're all competing together, to it's just you on the stage, it's just you doing the individual events. So it adds a lot of pressure. Plus, it's the first time I'd ever done the elimination knockout round format.
Right.
So that was interesting.
That's a tough format. That is seems like I've never done it, but I mean, it seems very, very stressful. To be able to, you really got to deliver in those first 3 events, and then boom, it's like single buck and springboard, and man, if you don't have the springboard of your life, you may not be moving on. So that's a very challenging format for sure.
Yeah, it really is. So, and I got razzed by Jason Winter backstage too, so that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, what was he giving you the gears about?
Well, when we were in the competitors meeting, they got talking about what they were going to use for slabbing nails or this or that, and they were kind of talking about this new thing, and they were going to use screws instead of the traditional nails. So I was kind of like, well, does it have to be one or the other? Can you use both? Like, I just didn't want to get DQ'd for something. So
sure.
I'll ask him. Anyways, after it came out back, and Jason comes up to me, he's like, "Hi, you plan on slapping some blocks, do you?" I don't. I was just honestly curious. So It was pretty funny. He was laughing with me. So
That's good. Yeah, he's man. I mean, what a legend too. That's something just to be able to say you competed shoulder to shoulder with that guy with 9 or 10 STIHL TIMBERSPORTS World Championships under his belt. Quite possibly the greatest to ever do it. When it comes to STIHL series, that's definitely the most decorated. So pretty cool to be side by side by him. Yeah, I'm kind of curious too. Like coming back to Canada, coming back to the STIHL series here. You went back to back and win your second title last year in Mississauga. It really just looked dominant. Looked really strong, start to finish, and the only guy to win back-to-back titles here in Canada, is of course Mitch, and that's quite a feat right there as well, of course. But then going through, of course, you said you're studying, you're in school, and you couldn't go to the World Championships last year to do the individual title, but you had finished on the podium, shoulder to shoulder with your brother Ben. He's number 2 in the country, and he goes in your place. What was that like for you? Watching him, but also, giving him that, step aside, giving him that opportunity.
Well, it kind of started back when I came back from the Worlds in 2018. It was really tough to pick up my course load again, get back into school. And then after talking to my instructors that there could be a potential to go next year, not that I anticipated winning again. I knew the course load was going to be too tough to try to balance that if I was fortunate enough to win. I didn't anticipate winning in 2019. That was totally a godsend. I was very blessed. I had some good breaks go my way with some good wood, some other things. So I knew going in that if I did win, I wasn't going to go to the Worlds. It was just a decision I knew I was going to make. Right. And then for Ben to play second made the decision a lot easier. So.
Yeah, he really did. He was very impressive to me over there, like watching him compete. I mean, everybody kind of goes to, anybody that's watched that, the first thing they go to, the standing block. Yeah. The old slip and fall, and then somehow puts in, what was it, like 14 or 15 second cut on the standing. Like a ridiculous cut by any means, and he does it after hitting the deck. So that was pretty impressive. But I mean, overall, he was in the mix to take the overall. He was in the mix to take the gold medal at the World Championships. And I think that speaks to the level of talent that we didn't even send our champion last year and still almost won that whole thing. That must have been really special for you, just being able to watch Ben compete over there.
I've never been so animated or stressed in my life. But no, Ben, he took it to another level. He really brought his game up. He was really blessed. He had a great run over there. And it was, I remember watching him slip and fall and just, man. And of course, like any good competitor, the first thing I said was, I wonder if he ruined the axe.
Yeah. Did he ding that axe, or was it fine?
He didn't ding it, but the stage over there has like a grit on it, and it hit the grit, so it just needs a bit of stoning. I think it'll come back. So. Okay.
Right on. Oh, well, that's good. It's always the most nerve-wracking thing. Hey, oh, did I damage the axe? Yeah. And you know it's a good axe. It was swinging at the World Champ.
It was my axe.
What a brother! What a brother! Here, you can take my spot and you can take my axe box. Here you go. What a guy! I tell you, all class, man.
There's a lot of guys like that. Like every year we've been over at the Worlds, it's everyone brings their gear, and if Sterling has an axe instead of cutting everybody, he'd be just as happy to lend it to someone else as one of the other guys. So it's great camaraderie that way with our sport.
Yeah, and you see that even at the national level. I mean, all the guys are just so helpful in the back there. Oh man, I don't I don't have cleats. So okay, we'll take mine. You're chucking cleats across the tent or something to somebody else, or whether it's an axe or whatever, or a single buck saw. Hey, you never know. So.
Or even hot saws for that matter.
So. Hot saw, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, that's a big one, I find. Yeah, because you never know when one isn't going to start either. That's a rough go in the back when you're warming up and it doesn't want to fly for you. So listen, I'm kind of curious. Like, obviously, your dad and your brother, like, they've had a huge influence on your career. Obviously, I mean that goes without saying. But other than your family members, like, who do you think has been the most influential fellow athlete to you over your career so far, would you say?
I'd probably say Herb Gingras, actually.
Okay.
There's been a lot of guys. Been very blessed to meet a lot of great people throughout the sport. But Herb Gingras is one competitor who he's given both myself and my brother little bits of advice throughout the years that involves competing, but it involves us as a person a little bit more. And some of the advice he gave me was really hit home, and stuff I'll definitely carry throughout my career.
How'd you get to know Herb?
So Herb's he competes in the States in the U.S. series. He's the brother of Jerry Gingras. So he competes at a lot of the shows in in the eastern part of Maine, northeastern Maine. So we were able to meet him at the show over in Presque Isle.
Okay, hey, right on. Yeah, I know. Of course, Jerry is a phenomenal hot saw. I'm sure Herb is too. And they give you many tips over the years on the hot saw, or what?
I don't know if Herb's given us he's given us a lot of butt whoopings with the hot saw. I'll give that.
Yeah.
But no, not a lot of advice technically that I can remember, but just as far as being a competitor and your mindset and things like that, definitely a lot. So
that's great. Yeah, well, I mean, there's a ton of experience out there, and I guess it's all about listening to all the advice of all the pros that have come before you, right? I mean, they've set the stage and they've been there and done that, so it's always good to listen. It's good that you're paying attention to what those guys have to say. Okay, I got a few lightning round questions for you, Nate. We'll hammer through it real quick, all right?
Yep.
Quick as you can. All right. What's the go-to axe in your axe box?
If it's East Coast wood, it's my 88, which has been ground down to a 7 3/4 by 7 3/4 half-inch chisel. If it's steel wood, it's an 88 banana.
Ooh, the banana. I love it. Okay. What do you like more, chopping or sawing?
Usually chopping.
Yeah. All right. If you could go head-to-head against any athlete anywhere, who would it be?
That's a tough question. I don't think that's one a lot of people think of. I don't know. Maybe Dale Ryan. I think that'd be a pretty fun match.
Oh, that would be a good one. Yes, I would love to see that. You and Dale Ryan. That would be a good head-to-head race for sure. Who's your worst roommate at an overseas trip?
And Marcel Dupuis. There's no competition. That's another thing. As the rookie, I kind of there's a lot of stories from the Worlds, and Marcel has set the bar high. So,
buddy, you have got the platform here. What? Let's hear some stories. Come on.
I can't say too much. All I will say though is that there's been 2 or 3 individuals who have definitely enjoyed themselves, and I usually end up cleaning up. Will be the best way to put it.
Cleaning up. Okay. All right. Good enough. You play. Yeah. I'm traveling with Marcel a bit too. Yeah. No, I hear you, buddy. It's all good.
He's a great guy. So.
He is a great guy. Oh, absolutely. Marcel, yeah, he's definitely one of the best guys around for sure, no question. All right, before we wrap up here, Nate, I want it's prediction time here. I want to know from you, who wins this year's women's Steel Timber Sports Canadian Championship?
Stephanie Nod.
Stephanie Nod, okay. Yeah, she looked very strong last year. She looked really, really good. Definitely has the talent to be a multi-year champion, no question. Who takes home the men's championship?
Well, the men's is a bit of I was actually thinking about that. It's a bit of a curveball this year because we're introducing the new point system. Mm-hmm. So I think it'll be a battle between Ben and Marcel. Marcel's got a really great hot saw, almost set the national record last year. He did set it, or almost set it last year, and set it in Wasaga Beach. So I think coming into that 3rd round, the hot saw is really going to get the edge.
Yeah, that format with the triple points in the final round there for the hot saw, I mean, that getting to that round obviously is a huge challenge, but once you get there, it all comes down to that cut, doesn't it? Man, oh man.
Yeah, it really it changes the format. It's, instead of being, you got to be consistent through everything, you do still have to place well, but ultimately you be a great hot sawyer at the end of the day. Unless you're Braden Meyer and you're that far ahead.
Yeah.
Or have a hot saw. So.
Man, he almost went 6 for 6 at the Worlds, just like Bolstad. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
I'm just Nate, I'm getting breaking news here. Breaking news from the head studio. We're sticking with the original format for this year in 2020. This just in. Oh, buddy. So how does that change your prediction?
I don't know. I still think it's going to be the Ben Marcel show. I think it gives Ben a little bit more of an edge because it doesn't change the point format, but I still stay with my predictions.
Well, Nate, I think you're a very humble and classy competitor, and I think that's why you're not saying yourself. But I think there's a lot of people out there that would pick you to win, but that definitely doesn't discount any of those other guys. Of course, Marcel, Ben. I think it's only a matter of time before Ben takes the national title, and of course, you got Sterling and Mitch and everybody else in the mix. So I think we'll leave it there. Nate, I want to thank you so much for joining me today on TimberChats. It's great chatting with you. I hope the rest of your school year goes well. And thanks again, man. I appreciate it. Stay safe, buddy.
No, thank you, Ryan. You as well.
All right. Cheers, buddy. We'll see you later.